tell you why I chose driving as a career. From a young age, I knew that driving would be a part of my life. I never considered driving careers when I was young. I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I remember being happy during road trips, signaling the truckers to honk their horn with the cord, and everyone seemed to have smiles both giving and receiving packages. I couldn't wait to get my license and get on the road alone. My first job driving, delivering newspaper bundles along over 200 miles of Montana rural cities in the middle of the night for 6 months, was the first time I'd ever done something on my own in the middle of nowhere and been my own boss. I knew when it was time to move on from the job, but more importantly, I never questioned that I still liked driving. From my time in the military transporting top-secret documents to working at the post office in South Omaha, to my last 10 years where I worked at a mailroom at the University of Nebraska, I learned the pros and cons of different transportation jobs, but more importantly, I learned what I like and what I don't. I know that I work better alone, and I like to have my own pace without relying on clocks and schedules, but a work routine instead. I'm not a socially active person on my own. I tend to clam up in large groups, but I really like interacting with people one-on-one throughout my workday in a small situation. There are rarely ever long, tiring meetings in transportation jobs. I can sit behind the wheel of a vehicle and stay awake with no trouble, but I used to struggle just during a 20-minute meeting. For me, driving is just the right amount of sitting, talking, standing, and lifting. I like variety, but not to the point of the unknown, and I appreciate my life more when I have a chance to get away from my typical environment for a while. What makes some people fearful to be on the road? Logic, really. It's a very dangerous task, with or without experience. Maybe it was the good instruction I received from my parents, lots of experience in several states' roads, or taking driver's ed in high school that freed me from some of the dread that other people experience before even turning the keys. As I said before, I chose jobs from what I liked early in life, not the benefits that were on paper. I figured out and appreciated those later when I wasn't in high school and I didn't have any bills of my own. It was a little different. Later, I learned the job benefits for driving were pretty good, starting with a decent good wage. Currently, it's about $40,000 a year. Transportation is one of the few jobs where entry-level employees get good benefits such as health care and a full insurance package. There's good job security. Most jobs have casual clothes and a relaxed work environment. It seems like there's just the right amount of activity and just the right amount of thinking to having to work my body, not to the point of exhaustion, or my brain to the point of complete tiredness. There are also many fringe benefits, some things that are hard to put a price on, but can make a day feel quite satisfying. Some things just made me look forward to coming to work, like interesting conversations with customers, or just the sights and things I surely would have missed staying inside. I enjoy having an easily modified environment. There's temperature control, sound control, comfortable seating, and it's very easy to see the benefit of what I'm doing in each task. I have a sense of accomplishment, whether it's from a daily routine, delivering flowers, taking people to the airport. Sometimes working in a cubicle can feel quite pointless, punching in nameless, faceless data, not speaking to anyone face to face, while surrounded by them all day long. I also enjoy seeing the city come alive. I've witnessed many buildings from the ground up doing the same daily route every day, or I'll catch a new restaurant or attraction I wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Along my career journey, I also met people who drive part-time or just volunteer. Those people didn't necessarily like or dislike driving. Many are just safe drivers who realize the potential for making extra needed cash, or just getting personal satisfaction from a new experience or helping other people. I've also always been interested in why people chose their particular careers. I can sum up most of the responses from one or two reactions. It's a job, it pays the bills, or they were hiring. On the other hand, I found that drivers always have interesting stories and usually pretty clear reasons for driving, and they can tell what they love and hate about their job. From Uber and Lyft, pizza delivery, Meals on Wheels, part-time driving, and volunteering is another part of my life I've explored and found the same type of benefit that others recount. Some people believe that the future of transportation will be driverless. In some part, that will be true, but sources such as Business Insider and RTS Financial tell us the threat isn't as great as we've been told, and certainly not on the horizon for anything more complicated than straight point-to-point delivery. Millennials are driving less than ever, and that opens a new market that are customers and they are products as well. Instead of the negativity and modernization that tends to stir these feelings, I think we should focus on what currently allows people in more comfort and freedom in their vehicles than ever. And it's a great time to be a driver. We all know the dangers of texting and driving. I've been in several accidents that involve texters and people making calls. But driving has always been dangerous, and vehicles themselves are always getting safer. Modernization has made driving more fun and safe. For the fun, music has always been an option, and vehicles have had one since I learned to drive. But the choice to listen to any song, book, or movie while driving certainly was not. The ability to learn while moving, or to speak to someone face-to-face while out of town, to navigate to an unknown area with a voice inside the car telling me where to go, it's quite wonderful. So, until vehicles are truly a thing of the past, or a novelty that wears off for me, I'll keep driving, because even after all the benefits of driving for a living, the most important part is that I like it. I haven't always liked every job I've had, but to know that the core part of the job I do is something I really enjoy makes it easier to know when it's time to move on from a job. I have a feeling of freedom as an employee on a mail route, whether it's flower delivery, a special drop, a top secret document. I feel like I'm my own boss, and that freedom gives me a choice every day to go to work, or a choice to consider my options. I'm in school right now because I realized I needed a break, and going to school and getting some additional skills may help me one day and realize how I can motivate myself to work with others in a larger capacity involving transportation. But even if I succeed with my business associate's degree, driving will never leave my life, and driving itself has never made me unhappy about a job, and that's a great feeling that keeps a smile on my face at the end of the day, and that's why I ultimately chose driving as a career. Thank you.